the streets. Somebody's doing laundry. I can smell fabric softener coming out of the dryer vent there. I see the lint on the lawn too. Smells good though. Fresh laundry. I'm used to that smell at my house. With teenagers and athletes. On top of that, laundry is a daily thing at my house. Crazy the amount of clothes the kids go through, especially with training, soccer, stuff like that. Here, it's always raining and wet and stuff. We come home with loads of stuff that's all wet. They also go through stuff really crazy, like expensive soccer cleats, like $200-300 soccer cleats that last like a few months because of the rain and always being wet. They start to fall apart. It's thick back here. This is a weekly cut. They're all weekly cuts, but this one was cut a week ago. Today. I have to check the battery on this Milwaukee trimmer. See where I'm at. I've not changed it yet today. It feels like it's got good power. Must be getting close to being done now. Quick clack. Oh yeah, we're down to one bar. Not flashing yet though, so we're still good. When that one bar starts flashing, then you know it's almost done. But it's good, we'll change it out. The end here. Put in a fresh one for the next house. Anybody's got any questions? I was looking at the time, but I don't have my sleeve rolled up. My hand is full. Alright. So this one will be with the X Mark 21 commercial V series. Well, I remember I'll swap out that battery. Save myself. Lock in the truck. Save myself the trouble. Oh, sounds like that charger is done. See here, solid green, and you can see there's no more draw off that, so I can turn those AC outlets off and turn the power station itself off. And I have a fresh Milwaukee battery for the trimmer. That way when I get to the next house I can just grab it and go. Sure, I lock the truck doors. And throw the trimmer back in. Alright, we're going to do 2.5 inch cut on this one, 2.5 inch on the front and the back. Front and back wheels, that is. Really hoping that Milwaukee mower comes soon. Has the window for really testing it out, starting to close in terms of the weather changing with summertime drought kind of coming, and then makes it more difficult to really see what it's made of, because of course in the summer any mower will work well. Back one more time. I'm trying to avoid going on top of the neighbor's lawn here because it's seeded it, but you can see it's kind of growing. So I can catch all these taller bits that are creeping. Don't really want to squish his seeding job. Just kind of hit it lightly. There. It's an odd little spot there. It's kind of like a little valley. If you have any questions, let me know in the chat. Also, let me know if you guys can hear me. That would be pretty handy to know. It's always kind of hit or miss. When we get to the backyard, I will put it in the tripod. Backyard's a nice rectangular shape, so I should be able to see the whole backyard with the camera being in one spot. If I put it in a corner, I should be able to angle it to see the whole yard. Yeah, so I'm kind of 2.5 inches on the front wheels, 2.5 inches on the rear wheels. So you can see it's pretty good. Wouldn't want to go too much lower than that. A lot of thatch on this yard too. That was not removed, so going any lower probably cause some bottoming out, so scalping type look. This X-Mark mower bags really nicely. Much better than the Cress in terms of bagging performance. This one really packs it in, and you have to really sometimes work to shake it out. It'll pack the bag completely. For the Cress, it'll get to about 3/4 full before it starts kind of not being able to push it any farther into the bag. Looks like we got a question. Let's see if I can get the shade here. Backwoods Pacific Northwest, awesome quality video. Love all the tips. Thank you. Hey, thanks for watching. Appreciate you joining in. Don't know if you just joined or watching from the beginning, but once I get done this front yard part, get to the backyard, put it on the tripod so you can see a little bit more of the yard. The yard's a kind of rectangle shape in the backyard, so it's a good one to have on the tripod. Lots of yards that are like weird shapes are ideal, so you got to keep stopping to move the tripod. Becomes a bit of a nuisance. And good thing that I'm happy to hear the quality is good, because it's a bit of a windy day. It's been raining on and off. And blue skies is 1 minute. Gray skies roll in. So the quality seemed to be lacking on the last one, and it was only a couple of blocks away. You can see like blue skies here, but over there pretty cloudy and gray, and makes a big difference in the streaming quality. If you're in an area with clouds, cell signal is just not good if you're trying to live stream at like high quality. Some more questions. Escape lander. How long does that battery last? I don't know in terms of time how long it lasts. What I can say is with the house that you're seeing me mow here, that I can typically do, well, when the batteries were brand new, if you watch my review videos on this mower, it was going for about, on average, easily 4 houses per battery. The mower comes with 2 batteries. That's like 8 houses. I stopped using this mower last year because I got the Crest mower, so I was testing that one. So these batteries have sat. I did have them set to like 50%, like they recommend, and inside storage throughout the winter. But I have noticed that they have degraded. So I haven't tracked down whether it's all the batteries. I have 3 for the X-Mark, or if it's just a particular battery. I purposely label all my batteries, so you can see here, like the label machine. So this is battery 1, I have a battery 2, battery 3. I do that so I can keep track of issues. Right? If you notice an issue with the battery or lower performance or whatever, And you can kind of look at the battery and go, okay, what battery was that? And then kind of make note of it for the next time. But I haven't, oops, flipped the camera around by accident. So let's see if this tripod thing works. If it works well for this situation. Have to find somewhere for these to sit. Yeah, hopefully that works. Hopefully that works. All right. Let's do a perimeter. So yeah, I've noticed that one of the batteries right now has dropped to about 2.5 houses only after 1 year. Or technically, I guess they're a couple years old, but I only really used them for 1 year. And then the mower sat for another year. So don't know if it's just one battery or all of them. So I'm just making a note of those at the moment. I know with a crest mower, because I started using it one season through the summer, and then I used it the entire second season last year, and there was and then I used it this year as well, until about last week when I started switching it up to this one. And there's been not really any degradation on those, maybe a tiny bit. But those ones are a completely different chemistry, the Crest ones. They're also super expensive. So you generally see something like this, I'll do like 2 passes around the perimeter, and then now I'll just start going back and forth for my stripes. We'll see how far I can get before I gotta empty the bag. Typically, I empty the bag on this lawn at least once on the back here. During slower growth periods, I can get through the whole lawn, but generally I gotta empty it at least once and then finish off the rest. This lawn is also very, very lumpy, so you might be able to hear the mower, but if you pay attention to the mower, you're going to see it's bouncing around. Quite a bit. Just a very lumpy lawn from years and years of rain. Compacts the soil in areas. If you guys leave any questions at the moment, I will answer them once I'm finished mowing. Of course, I don't have the phone around my neck anymore, so I can't see if there's any questions. So I will check them out when I'm done mowing. The thing to note too when using battery mowers is that they are so much lighter than gas mowers, particularly that front end. So you have to be careful when you're mowing lumpy lawns like this and it's bouncing around. Now that front end could kind of come up and miss spots. so you don't want to go too fast on a lumpy lawn. Hearing some rattling noises. I'm not sure what that is. Just the bag. But it seems like something else. So this mower, I would call this mower, or classify it, like a compliance car. You know anything about electric cars? The very early ones that came out, like the Nissan Leafs and the Kia Souls, were classified as compliance cars because they were not, well, at least in the case of the Kia Soul and some others, not so much the Nissan Leaf, but they were cars that started off as gas cars. And to comply with some legislation and laws that required manufacturers to sell electric vehicles, some manufacturers just took already existing gas vehicle platforms and turned them into electric cars. So I would classify this lawnmower in that same spirit. This is a compliance mower. That it's just essentially a Exmark Commercial 21 gas mower, because it's exactly the same as the gas version, except for the fact that it has a electric power plant instead of the Kawasaki FJ180. It's so much like the Commercial 21 gas version that it even shares the same transmission, which, although is a good thing for being a rugged transmission, because was never designed for a battery mower, you do have self-propel, but only when the blades are spinning. Once the blades are off, and you are pushing it. So that's one downside to this mower, especially where I live with the hills, is the lack of self-propel. Yeah, it looks like the grass clippings are nice and fine. Yeah, it does a really nice job in terms of that. And it packs them in super tight. Sometimes it's let's see how fine that is. Sometimes that's a pain for emptying when it's like completely full, because it's like solid and you really gotta fight with it to knock all the clippings out. Oh. If the bag's not full, then of course, then they just come out. Not bad, not bad. That's where I keep forgetting my camera. Take a photo for a thumbnail. Maybe if I just hold the camera steady there, I can take a screenshot. How's that? Let's get some just grass in the background. There we go. That should be enough to take a screenshot from. Ooh. So yeah, not too bad. Nice little cut on this mower. The Exmark by far has a better cut quality than the Crest. Somebody asked me the other day in a comment which I like better, the Exmark or the Crest, or which one is better. And I haven't answered them yet, but it's a I thought, well, that'd be actually a really good video comparing the two, because each of these mowers are, they have their strengths and weaknesses are opposite of each other. So what one does well, like this one has really good cut quality, it's not as good on the Crest. But on the Crest you have fantastic battery life, super fast charging, and this one's not so good at that. The Crest, you get the, has a, it was designed as a battery powered mower. So you get that self-propel feature, even with the blades not spinning. Down to 1 bar on that one. When did I switch this battery out? Yeah, see, it's about the same on this one. It's about two and a half houses that it'll be from the 4 that it was originally. So they definitely, unless that's the same battery, definitely have lost, I think, some juice, which is kind of disappointing. Seeing as this mower is like literally brand new. Used it for maybe 3/4 of one season, and then it sat for a year. Again, with the batteries at the rate that they say to have them at, in that like 20 to 50% charge rate if you're going to store them long term. So yeah, between the two mowers, it'd be like if you could take both the Crest and the X-Mark and combine them, then you'd have a really good mower. Get the cut quality and stuff of this one, the aluminum deck of this one. I like the folding handle and the screen on the Crest, the batteries, the charging system of the Crest. Coming up to the end here, so if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm going to be wrapping up the stream, I think. 2 streams in a row, so my phone battery is probably really close to getting done. Although I haven't had any warnings yet, so it must be over 20% still. But that's not enough to do another stream. And I want to make sure I've got battery in case of an emergency. What I need to do, and I'm kind of due for it, is to get another phone, second phone. I've got this iPhone 12 Pro Max currently that I've had since it came out. So everything is, we're so close to what are we at, iPhone 16, so close to the iPhone 17 coming out usually every September. So I'll probably wait till September, get the 17, and then have both phones with me. That way I can do either multiple angles or use one for photos, thumbnails, and things like that while the other one is streaming. Would be handy. It's much handier just using your phone over, GoPros and things like that. Especially, I edit on a Mac as well, so that makes it just so much easier with AirDrop and stuff. And got mower trimmer blower, got my tripod, and my phone neck holder. Of course, let me pull down my screen here and see what's the battery like right now. Can I see it on this one? And that's the other screen. About 30%. Yeah, so I'm gonna call it because I got the next couple houses to do, and the phone is not gonna last for those ones. So yeah, I flip the camera around. So that's it for this one, guys. Unless you have any last kind of second questions. But yeah, that's pretty much how it is. Day in the life. Two of the lawns that I do. Got a few more to go here to end the day, and then I'll be caught up, which is nice because normally I do the first few that I did this morning. I would do them on the Monday, or at least I started doing them on the Monday this year, just to kind of lighten the load. And but it was a long weekend here, so didn't work yesterday. So yeah, that's going to be it for this one, guys. Appreciate you guys tuning in and watching, and guess we'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching the Lawn Mowing live stream. All right, we'll see you tomorrow.